Michelle, do you believe in ghosts?
Well, Kajal, fortunately I haven't encountered one. But I actually think it would be interesting to chat to someone from long, long ago.
Well, you and designer Sabyasachi Mukherjee must be on the same wavelength because he used a ghost train theme when he presented his recent collection. We'll show you some of the highlights with a Mela Style panelist on hand to get us in touch with the spirit of the look.
I hope there wasn't a seance involved.
Michelle. Wait and see.
Sabyasachi Mukherjee is unashamedly anti-fashion, which may seem strange for someone who makes his living in the garment trade. Considering his non-trendy approach, it's surprising that he continues to be so successful. But as he says, his clients know what to expect and they like what they get. His recent collection was presented not on a ramp, but on an elaborate set, styled to evoke the travelling palaces that once rolled along India's famous railways. Sabyasachi called this collection the Firozabad Express, inspired by the exquisite glasswork made in that city. It was the glitter of glass that fired up the designer's imagination, sparking his choice of Zardozi and crystal embellishment in a rare departure from his usual toned-down style. A retro sensibility doesn't mean being stuck in a rut. This is a designer who's more than willing to experiment. A lifelong love affair with the imperfection of the human hand, as Mr. M describes it, means that traditionally woven fabrics will always take preference. But innovation shone through in his use of canvas and khadi, alongside poplin and velvet. The palette was true to form, offering a soothing sense of pastels ranging from rose through beige to duck egg blue, with the odd glimpse of Firozabad glass green. Stylistically speaking, it was vintage ethnic Mukherjee, featuring saris, kurtas and lehengas for her, and hand-blocked shirts, sleeveless Nehru jackets and patchwork blazers for him. Nostalgia is Sabyasachi's favorite emotional territory, leading many critics to question whether he is relevant today. While he may be old school, he's definitely not old hat, and his timeless look remains in touch with current tastes.
One of my favorite things about coming to Durban, Haroun Hansrot. Let's see what he's put together for us today. Haroun!
Hey!
How are you?
Very good, and you?
You look amazing as always. What are you doing?
I'm working on my interpretation on Sabyasachi's latest couture collection. Sabyasachi has used the most beautiful fabrics. His color palette is amazing. He's used the nudes, the shellfish, antique golds, beiges, which is so feminine, ethereal. It's beautiful.
Speaking about the nudes and blushes and ethereal colors, I feel like those tones are a little bit mature for me. And I don't even know if they'd actually suit me. What do you think?
Very interesting that you say that. I think one should look at the color palette and try and work the color to suit your skin complexion. For example, if you had to look at Sabyasachi's collection, choose the nude, but you can always experiment and be creative with the lining. For example, if you find a peach or a nude, try and change the colors of the lining to work for you. You could go for something fairly light, to something a bit more blushed, to the more apricot or peachy, and these are all part of the nude palette.
I'm looking for a fresh take on the traditional sari.
Well, I've been working on some ideas. You have the sari silhouette, but it's created in a very Western take. It's a dress, hand-draped in silk chiffons, and you have the flow of a sari drape. It flows down the back, has drama, and the skirt has got the pleated part that actually falls in a sari.
That would make it so much easier because every time I put on a sari, I have to call my grandmother.
Absolutely. Look at this. You have the effect of a draped sari. It's Indo-fusion, and it has the skirt with the pleated part that falls, that is graceful, elegant, and you can control the amount of beadwork that you want on.
Speaking about embroidery and beading, sometimes I feel like dresses are so heavy and fussy. I'm more of a simple girl. Well, Not really a simple girl at all. But I feel like a cleaner, more glamorous gown is my sort of taste.
You could get a piece of fabric, cut out the little pieces of embroidery and applicate, so you can use as little as you want. For example, I've cut up this piece of fabric and look how beautifully it works on that. It's delicate, feminine, and just a touch of the bling. It would work for most South African girls.
I'm loving the subtleness of the stuff you're showing me.
I have taken a young South African twist on the embroidery. As you said, you don't want something in your face. I've taken crystals and pearls, but overlaid a tulle and stitched it. Isn't this modern?
This is beautiful.
And beautiful and delicate.
It takes away the super bling, but leaves it still with classic glamour.
Yes, and you could use this piece on any garment, for example, on a bodice, and you have the flow of a skirt.
Beautiful, it's absolutely beautiful. And as you said, subtle.
I've also worked on interesting ideas with skirts, and I think for someone on a more younger, trendy take on the collection, I love the flow of these garments. Also, giving the look of something Eastern, you could use it with pants underneath or even with a short skirt underneath. I know that's just your style.
How do you know I like short skirts?
Because you have the legs to go for it.
Oh, stop that.
Gorgeous, delicate, feminine, and easy to walk with.
Haroun, I've got all these amazing dresses, but I can only wear them once because of the nature of my work. What do I do with them?
Interesting that you say that. I have many clients coming to me and saying, I have this wonderful evening gown, but I could only wear it once. So I've been working on a concept which I think you're going to find very interesting. You have your short little shift, which you would wear. It has the same feeling and essence of the Sabyasachi collection. It has the nude, it has a bit of shimmer, and then you have a skirt that is detachable from the underneath. So you could wear the dress short, or you have it in a longer version as a long gown.
Haroun, what is that amazing fabric behind you?
Oh, this pure silk organza captures all the nuances that were in the collection. I think it works so brilliantly. And going back to linings, have a look at this. I love the way you could actually change the effect by using a different lining. Be experimental and work your garment to suit your skin collection.
Haroun, thank you so much for spoiling us with your time and your beautiful collections.
Always a pleasure.